I guess let's talk about what's going on with your team first and foremost, and what's going on in the real world. Rick, what have you talked to your players and team about? And obviously, the team owner Mark Cuban has been very vocal about what's been going on outside the doors of your organization. What have you been talking about with your players whenever you have the opportunity to be with them, Rick?
Well, you're referring to the unrest, the societal unrest.
Yes, sir.
The racial injustice, George Floyd, and a lot of other situations. And it's a very important question. A couple of weeks ago, when the George Floyd incident happened, we got our entire 30 head coaches together within about a 6-hour period. There was just a real feeling of anger, and just the need to get together and talk about what was going on in the world to try to use the platform that we have to try to do something to make it better. And so within 6 hours, we got together a 30 NBA head coach Zoom call and formed a committee, which is called the NBCA Committee on Racial Injustice and Reform, and led by Lloyd Pierce, head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. The committee consists of some of our really outspoken people on this topic over the years. Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr, J.B. Bickerstaff, Stan Van Gundy, David Fisdale, Brett Brown, Doc Rivers, and Quinn Snyder. And as president of the Coaches Association, I'm not on the committee, but I'm on all the calls. We've had 4 calls with the committee. And what we're going to do is mobilize as a head coaching group. We're going to partner with a local organization or two in our local markets, learn the lay of the land with respect to all of these different problems that we're having today. And then likely partner with the Obama Foundation as kind of a big umbrella. And then, we're planning to be in this fight for the long haul. We're interested in making a difference. We're interested in educating people on racial injustice. And because these things have been going for decades, stacked on centuries. And it's just got to a point where, as I said, there was a mobilization of the group, and I've never seen the group so determined. So we're excited to get started. We know it's a very long battle, but we've got the stomach for it, and, we're into it.
Wow. So all 30 head coaches in the National Basketball Association just got together on a Zoom and just started hashing it out. Is that what you're saying? You all got together?
Yeah, there was Lloyd Pierce,
sure.
as I mentioned, coach of the Atlanta Hawks.
Right.
Asked for the floor, and he had just a very strong speech to the group about his sentiments. He's an African American coach who grew up living and seeing all these injustices, and it's been going on for decades and centuries, as I mentioned. And George Floyd just put everybody over the top, which is saying a lot. And so, personally, I'm partnering with a group in Dallas called Mothers Against Police Brutality, which is a phenomenal group of people that are a grassroots organization in Dallas only. And we've got a meeting scheduled with the mayor of Dallas tomorrow afternoon, and we plan to start the conversation and partner with as many people as we can that have real influence in all of our cities to try to affect change.
And you were the head coach when Steven Jackson was with the Pacers, Rick. So, and clearly, obviously, that George Floyd was a close personal friend of Steven's, and he has been just remarkable and personalizing and being there for the family, as well as bringing home to anyone who may need to know about George Floyd that here was a real man, a real person who had an officer put his knee on his neck and kill him in the streets of Minneapolis. I mean, Stephen's been remarkable. Rick.
That image, frozen in time, will be one that lives on in perpetuity. It's got to be a major reminder that these things have got to stop. Steven Jackson is not only was he a tremendous basketball player, but he's a passionate guy, very animated person, and a guy with a great heart. I was with him for multiple years, and he had a couple of really great years with Indiana as a player. And it's been tragic to see this happen, and have to see his reaction to it. Although he's handled it with an amazing amount of grace and fortitude.